I gotta get a new pair though. These things are still eating the hell out of me.
Oh, it's Friday. Are we live, Pat?
Check, but
We should be live. Are we live? There we are. We are live. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, April 20th. It is 4:20 today. You know what that means?
it's April 20th.
It's April 20th.
Tomorrow's the 21st. It is today's a big day.
Yeah, it is.
For some, if you live in actually, do you think it's a big deal for it to be 4:20 if you live in like Vegas or Denver? Do you think it matters anymore?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Pi Day, right? Does it matter if you can have access to a bakery on Pi Day on March 14th? You know? Yes, it does.
It probably takes the excitement out of it. Well, happy 420. We're doing our normal thing here at the office, making moves. Speaking of making moves, the Impact Inside Impact reality show.
Yeah.
Episode number 4 airs on Monday. If you haven't seen episode number 3, you got to check that out. We've gotten a lot of good response from it. Getting to see a peek under the hood of what we do, and getting to see you and Patrick and some of the other folks on the team actually working with clients. We've gotten a lot of good response from it. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check it out. We've got a good show for you today. There's obviously all kinds of stuff going on with Facebook at all times, and I've got my trusty marketing wizard, George Cece.
I need a marketing wizard hat.
Chief Marketing Officer here at Impact Media. You're going to break it down what we got for him today. So
yeah,
you want to get into the show, or you want to
jump right in, man?
Keep talking about 420. I think let's get into the show. Welcome to the Social Wrap Show, everybody. My name's Luke. I'm the CEO of Impact Media. To my right, we have Mr. George Cece. He is the Chief Marketing Officer here at Impact Media. He works with clients like Wisp Resort, NBC Sports, Major League Baseball, Nissan, and we help increase sales for these clients, generate awareness, generate exposure. And this show is kind of the wrap on what's going on in the world of social media. There's always changes going on, and we bring the knowledge to the people that need it on how to use these tools, how to do what we do for our clients. In case you can't work with us, we still share the love and help you figure it out.
Better marketing is good for everyone.
Tell them what we're doing today. I'm going to get this thing shared out with people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what we're looking at today is the first piece of information we're looking at is performance on how Instagram story ads are actually performing. Right now, we're doing some pretty big split tests, and the one that encourages me the most for Instagram story ads is when we're running for one of our biggest clients. We are doing a completely even split test, meaning that we're going on placement. So we're running a couple ads to Facebook, a couple ads to Instagram in different ad sets, and a couple actually just one ad to Instagram stories placement. So these three aren't going to be competing within the same ad set. They're discrete targets and discrete placements. And what blows me away about this, for a campaign that is just 3 days old, Instagram Stories is killing it's murdering.
It's doing
Instagram,
well after 3 days.
It's murdering Instagram feeds, and it's almost overtaking Facebook. Go ahead and throw the graphic up there, Pat.
Throw it up, Pat.
So yeah, what we're looking at here on the graphic, we're looking at this top line, which I've got highlighted in a green box, and I've got some of those highlights in pink. So that's the Instagram Stories ad. Now we're running this in the US, the UK, Ireland, and Canada. So this is one of our international clients. And just 3 days in, we're looking at 551 link clicks. Okay, so that's beating out Instagram, which only has, so I should say Instagram feeds has 336. The cost per link click is 59 cents. It's a full 40 cents cheaper than the Instagram feed clicks. But take a look at the reach and the impressions.
Yeah, that's
80,130 people reached with 85,000 impressions. It is absolutely murdering the other two placements as far as impressions go. And this is wonderful. So what you can see there is that this, and it's produced, let me say this too, it's also produced specifically for stories. It is a vertical story produced specifically for stories. Now, in the past, we've run a couple that we've actually allowed to bleed over using their new, the new placement, which you can take an Instagram and just check stories, and then it takes a horizontal video, but it puts some other stuff around it as long as it's 15 seconds long. If you're producing specifically for Instagram, what you're going to do is you are going to absolutely murder every other ad set that you have running. It's wonderful. I'm super stoked about it.
So for those that maybe aren't, Connie says you're an Italian wizard.
Thanks, Connie. I appreciate it.
So for those that aren't familiar, Instagram stories, it's different than just regular Instagram. Now, it's in the same platform,
right,
but for those that aren't as frequent on that app, it's essentially Instagram's middle finger to Snapchat.
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram tried to buy Snapchat. Snapchat said no. So essentially, Zuckerberg created the exact same thing that Snapchat has, which is 24-hour content. How long is it? 12. How long is the clips? 12 seconds?
The clips are 15 seconds
15
long.
seconds long. That's right.
Long clips.
So they're 15 seconds long. You post them to what is classified as your stories, and then by 24 hours later, it disappears. So that doesn't surprise me at all. This is the first time you've shown me these results, but that doesn't surprise me at all because I get the most engagement on any of my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of that. I get the most engagement response to my content on Instagram stories. In fact, when I was in Miami a couple weeks ago, I was with a big social media influencer, actually two, Vince Del Monte and Brian DaCosta, two big names in the fitness space, and both of them have created extremely lucrative businesses and increased sales this year, and their main driving source of revenue is Instagram stories.
Nice.
That's just the organic side of it. So it doesn't surprise me that the ads are getting, 85,000 impressions versus the Instagram feed, 59,000 impressions.
Versus Facebook feed,
46,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Because that's where the attention's at.
Exactly.
As far as specific demos. Now, this client, people they're going after, that's where they're at. Now, if you're going after somebody that they spend most of their time on Facebook, you're not going to get those types of results.
No.
It's all coming down to where your audience is.
Right.
And then, look, Instagram ads 6 months ago performed better than Instagram stories.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Not the case today.
Not the case right now.
You can't stay doing what you've always done. You got to adjust.
When you talk about getting attention on your business and turning the attention into dollars, if you just want to get the attention, if you want to get in front of as many eyeballs as possible when you're a business owner and you know that your audience is using Instagram, I would just... What do you got going on over here?
Somebody left a great comment on my Instagram Live a second ago.
Good.
Caught me off guard. We're streaming on Instagram Live too. If you haven't checked us out over there, be sure to check me out on Instagram and
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the two guys with ADHD.
It's 420.
Not that. But yeah, if you're looking at just getting the attention onto your business, if you could do one thing within the next, I would say, month, if you just want the attention, you just want the exposure, I would say go with an Instagram story only campaign.
Yeah, I would try it. I absolutely would.
And make sure you produce it for vertical, because that's what we're seeing is the big make or break for that. That is massive attention. I'm going to say probably in the next 3-4 weeks, I'm going to turn off the Facebook feed at some point, I think.
For specific clients.
For specific clients. Oh, yeah. Not for everybody, but for specific clients, because what we're doing is we're actually seeing, when we're split testing, even split tests. Go over an even split test again. You take your budget, if it's $10,000 a day, and you split that across 3 different ad sets, each going to one particular location. Instagram stories, Instagram feed, Facebook feed. That's what we're talking about, something like this. So if we were to shut off the Facebook feed ads for one client for one particular campaign, we would take that remaining money and funnel that into what is working. We're not just shutting it off and letting it go. You can't do a fire and forget with this stuff. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's not a fire. Particularly the Facebook, Instagram stuff is not a fire and forget.
And that sounds,
stay on it all the time.
That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. That's absolutely.
They should pay us to do it.
If you're a small business and you can't afford an expert, if somebody comes in, I was talking to a client the other day. If somebody comes in and offers to do this kind of stuff for you for $500 or $1,000 a month, you're going to get screwed because you have to have enough ad spend to spend on these ads in order to get them to run. So if you're only going to spend $500 a month and somebody offers to come in and do this for you, how are they going to make money? They're probably going to eat into the majority of that 500, which means you might be left over with, what, $250 at most to spend on the ads?
Right, yeah.
What I'm getting at is unless you can afford to invest $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in your marketing, you should be doing this yourself. If you can't afford to hire somebody at least $4,000 a month, you're not going to hire somebody good enough to get you results. Therefore, that's why you need to learn how to do this. Does it take time? The point I was trying to make, George is talking about you can't fire and forget, which means launch it and then leave it alone.
Right.
You've got to work these things like a garden. It absolutely takes time. But here's the thing. If you do this right, the results that George has shown us in just 3 days with this client, we have a client right now that in less than a month, they generated a $200,000 increase over what they did last year. They cut their budget more than in half, and they spent all of it with us. So if you do these things right, you absolutely will and can generate sales.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. A 72% decrease in last year's budget, and they gave it all to us instead of spending it on last generation media, TV, newspapers, radio. They gave it all to us, and we produced.
Right.
What was the ROI? It was something that was, I think, whatever the ROI was, whenever we said it out loud, it just seemed like we made it up. Like we pulled it out of
23,000?
Yeah, something like that. It was the percentage, it was something like something we pulled out of our
RJ
asses.
Grimshaw says, what do you mean vertical for Instagram? So when we say vertical, so right now I'm live streaming on my phone to Instagram. Vertical means exactly what you see here. The screen is vertical. As opposed to horizontal like this, right? So vertical, your Facebook ad, the videos in your Facebook ads generally are not vertical, they're horizontal, okay? Instagram Stories is a vertical only platform, meaning it takes up the entire, the width and height of your screen, therefore it's a vertical style video. So the ads that we run on Instagram are created to fit in the screen when your phone is like this, meaning it takes up more real estate here than it does like this. Right?
We've run tests too where, was it 2 weeks ago, Instagram announced the new change where you can actually run a horizontal video or a horizontal image ad. So it took up about that much space in the middle, and what they did is they matched the color of the video or the ad above and below that. And we've run those, and those were effective, but nothing has been as effective as the complete vertical production during a split test. So really what you're talking about is if you're shooting the ad with your phone, instead of shooting like this like you normally would, shoot it like this. If you're shooting with a DSLR or something like that, instead of holding it like this, put it on the tripod vertically and do the spot that way. And it's much more effective. It takes up 100% of the screen real estate, which I think is why combining it with the other things we found out, we'll talk about here in a minute, this is actually murdering.
Yep,
it's
absolutely.
Fantastic.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about the changes with the Facebook algorithm. There's always changes going on with Facebook.
100%.
So what is new this week in the world of the ever-changing Facebook? We're going to talk to you about it when we come back. Your customers, they're not watching TV. Your customers spend on average 2 hours every single day commuting to and from work in their vehicle. And their passengers, they're paying attention to their phones. Even when your customers are at home watching TV, they spend more of their time and attention consuming content on their phones than they do those expensive television ads. Even when your customers are out maybe having coffee and drinks with a friend, they're spending time consuming content on their phones. And now, thanks to the partnership between West Virginia Outdoor and Impact Media, you can reach your customers wherever they are. And most importantly, you can reach your customers where they pay attention most.
Hey guys, I'm Christina.
And I'm Lacey, and we're a part of the social media team here at Impact. And today we'll be talking to you about apps that will make your social media experience a lot easier.
So to start with, Adobe Spark. It is an app that's downloadable on your phone and laptop. And it allows you to be a graphic designer up to the best quality. You can upload your own logo, colors, fonts, and creates your own templates so you're able to go in and see what they have already made for you and match it up to your own brand. Build up your own brand easily on the go or at home.
And once you have those amazing graphics from Adobe Spark, you can then schedule them out on Facebook. However, with Instagram doesn't have an internal process for scheduling. So we have found an app that does it for you. It's called AppV. So if you just log in and set up your post how you normally would in Instagram, and click on the exclamation point. Make sure you do that, because that will take you over to a web browser, and then it'll prompt it to automatically post through your web browser. That is how it kind of gets by Instagram and posts it for you.
So if you guys have any more questions about these apps or how to use them, just shoot us a message on the Impact Media Facebook page, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
All right, welcome back to the Social Wrap Show, Fridays, noon Eastern Standard Time, from the Impact Media Studios, where we help you understand what is going on with social media, what works, what's the wrap on social, what's new this week from last week. It's an ever-changing game. Most importantly, how do you get results for your business? So, Facebook algorithm, it changed.
Yeah.
That's a big surprise.
It is, yeah, right.
It's a big surprise.
If it doesn't change, I'd be upset.
What's the latest? I mean, what's going on now with the Facebook algorithm?
So, some people on the inside of Facebook, a couple of engineers, have been talking about this, and this change was not an announced change. This was kind of and by the way, this is now in effect. They didn't say when it was happening, when it happened.
Okay.
But the big takeaways, the one that blew me away the most, was that the organic content that you post actually affects your ad account.
This is big news.
That's really big.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
In the past, it's just been, your organic was your organic, your ad was your ad account, and that was it. But now the quality of the organic experience that you're giving people is actually going to affect your ad account. So some of the ways people are talking about this actually affecting it, if you're posting engagement bait, right? If you are posting any sort of nonsensical BS that doesn't really get real engagement from your audience, then that's going to affect the quality of your ads and the reach of your ads. However, if you're posting really good quality organic content, then this is going to help your ads perform better as far as getting them more reach. The one thing that kind of really that blows me away about this, though, is that Facebook organic reach is still only 2% of whatever your audience is. So that means Facebook's algorithm is paying attention to what you say to even 2% of the people.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you cut off 2% of my leg, it would be a big deal.
It would be a big deal.
People underestimate how important something as small as 2% can be. I mean, listen, the majority of our business has been generated via my organic social media presence. It still is a big deal and is now becoming an even bigger deal. So what that means when we say organic social media and Facebook caring about it, that means the stuff that you post every single day on your Facebook feed, your personal, your business page, that's organic social media. It needs to be good. It needs to be quality. It needs to be what I talk about in my Facebook Lives that I do multiple times a week. It needs to be engaging. People need to be paying attention to it. So what George is telling us now is that's going to have a direct impact on the result of your ads. So if you're spending a lot of money on a Facebook ad campaign or an Instagram ad campaign, and you post junk on your Facebook wall, the stuff you don't pay for, just your daily posting, it's going to affect your social media advertising. So what you need to do now is listen to what we're talking about. Listen to my Facebook Lives when I'm telling you things like bring value in your content. What are the top 10 most frequently asked questions that you get asked in your industry? Create a piece of content answering those. When you do your Facebook Lives, what can you do to get your audience engaging with you? Right? Ask them to chime in. Hey, what are your thoughts on this? Tell me what company you're with. Leave a comment below. Say live if you're joining in live. What can you do to get your content engaged or get your audience engaged with your content? What you're telling us is that's going to have a direct impact on the performance of your ads.
Yes.
So what are we going to do if we have a client? This is going to change our model a little bit as a company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what do we do if we have a client that we're crushing it on their organic social media, but they've got, their 18-year-old niece that, well, she's got an Instagram, so she knows how to use Facebook and Instagram, and she's posting, but she's posting junk.
Right.
So what do we, and what is somebody watching today, what do they do if that's happening?
If that's the case, what you need to do is actually take a step back and look at who are you trying to contact? Like you said, well, who is your ideal client? What matters most to that client? And take a step back and actually formulate a plan. What is it that you want to say to them? Grab a Google Doc, right? Grab a Google Sheet, something like that, and post it out. actually create an organic calendar for yourself and say, this is what I want to talk about, and actually post the ideas in there and then create the content around it. It'll take like an hour or two a week to put those things together, create graphics, to pull graphics down. Even if you're going to be sharing an article, you know, that's kind of like low-hanging fruit to be able to resonate with other people in your community. We don't recommend it all the time. It's better to create your own content, but to start there and actually form a real strategy. Now, for ourselves, we're looking at our clients' organic content right now and looking at what one, is there a strategy, or are they all over the place? Two, how can we help them bring their strategy into more into line with who they should really be talking to, with what they should be saying, and we're giving them guidance on things they should be posting, and that's going to be the things that are going to help with the ad account.
Yeah, your organic strategy is important. It always has been. It always will be. People get their feathers ruffled. I mean, even Grant Cardone was pissed off a couple weeks ago because his organic reach went down. But the bottom line is, it is what it is.
Right.
It is still a more powerful tool than anything else that you have access to. And we're not even talking about the paid side of it yet. We're still talking about the organic.
Yeah, about the organic side, yeah.
I see people that get upset when they post a video and it gets 100 views. That's 100 people that saw your video, right? If you're in BNI, which is a great organization, you're going to have 50 people that see your presentation that day.
Right.
So organic social media is still very powerful, and now it's having a direct result on your ads. It's something you need to take serious, something you need to get better at. I put out a ton of content every single day teaching you how to be great at organic social media, how to be engaging, how to create content, how to be consistent. What you do with that is going to directly impact your performance of your ads. So something to take into account.
Another surprise that came out from this talk: the occasional boost actually helps your ad account.
Something that I've said not to do for quite some time.
Absolutely.
They've given it a purpose. They've brought some value to it. So now it's time to adjust the strategy and talk about, if you're going to boost, how to do it correctly, and how to do it so that it positively impacts your advertisements.
Right. The nice thing about Facebook is that, as any page admin knows, if you actually are using it and you have an organic post that does a little bit better than another organic post, you'll actually get that notification from Facebook saying, hey, this is doing better than all your other organic posts. That's the one you go ahead and you put a little bit of money behind. Now, we're not saying any way, shape, or form.
A few bucks.
Yeah, just a few bucks, not your marketing budget. Your marketing budget you leave over in Ads Manager, and you don't touch that.
Yeah, your $420 budget.
Right, but you just put a couple dollars behind it. How often has not been actually laid out by Facebook, how often you should be doing it, or what the reach they're expecting to see in order to be able to affect your ad account. So the thing is, start with $5. Throw a $5 boost on it.
Right.
See what happens. If you have a really good one, throw $10. Go for 2 or 3 days sometimes. On ADHD life hacking, on my side hustle, my little coaching thing that I do for people, I experimented with this last year, unknowing to what was going to be happening with the algorithm, and it was strange what was happening. I would post something, and I'd be sitting in the car or whatever, waiting to pick up my daughter for piano lessons, and get a notification, hey, this is doing really good, boosted. I'm like, well, I don't have Ads Manager with me, so what the hell? I'll throw $20 behind it. And my following started growing. My following started growing very, very well. I didn't know back then to look for a correlation to the ad side of things, but I'm sure it was there the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last piece of this puzzle, Facebook has confirmed that post-click experience plays a massive part in the reach.
Now, what does that mean? When they go to your website?
Yeah, so post-click experience. So if you're driving traffic to your website, okay, if they click, they go to your website and they bounce immediately because your site took too long to load, because your site wasn't mobile optimized. Can you believe there are still sites that aren't mobile optimized?
It is sad.
If there isn't the right information on there, if you're talking about selling oranges and they click thinking they're going to see oranges and they come to the landing page and the landing page is about selling gel pens, they're going to bolt, right? Facebook now takes that into account. The amount of time spent on your site after the click is extremely important. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you are sending people off of Facebook, that the site, the page they go to, matches what the content is about and is designed to convert them or designed to keep them there. Conversion optimization is a very overlooked piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely.
You want to disable all the stupid pop-ups that you have. Every single pop-up that you have, decreases the amount of quality engagement on a site for Google AdWords, for search engine optimization, and now for Facebook. So we know that. Kill all your pop-ups, get rid of them. I don't care if you're giving away a coupon that's been converting like crazy. If you're spending money running ads to your site, kill the pop-ups.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely have a negative impact on the post-click.
Exactly. Post-click experience is going to be shot after that. One of the things I think people can do if your site sucks, okay, and you don't have someone who can go ahead and adjust the site and make it what it needs to be, is instead of sending people to your site, is to create a full canvas experience within the ad. And that's something we've also been testing. Next time we'll actually go over some of the results we have from the full canvas experiences, which a year ago, 2 years ago, they came out, something like that, year and a half ago, the canvases, they were kind of meh, and they've made some great improvements.
Nobody knows what the hell that is. Tell them, George.
So, yeah, thanks. Speak like a human, robot. The full canvas experience is essentially a mini landing page that's inside of Facebook. You can format the colors on it. You can insert videos on it.
You don't really have to know how to code or design either. It's user friendly.
Yeah, there are like 4 or 5 templates you can use.
Yeah, it is a very attention grabbing type of an ad for sure.
It is. It's wonderful. So post click on that, they click to get in there, right?
Right.
Then that's going to see the engagement actually come up a lot more. Engagement goes up. The ad quality goes up, and you're going to see more people.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. A lot of stuff going on. I mean, it changes all the time, and this was a small but subtle show, but it's two very big changes. And number one, Instagram Stories as a viable front runner for your advertising, and number two, how important organic and boosting posts are to your advertisements. Yeah. That's a huge change. For the last 2 years, I've told people you're wasting money if you spend it on a boost post over an ad.
Yep.
Now, if you spend all your money on boost posts and you run no ads, you're still wasting your money.
Yes.
But now, that boost post has something to do with the performance of your ads. That quality of content on your Facebook feed, the organic content, has something to do with the performance of your ads. Yep. So now, yes, it is more. Look, the best continue to win. It's not an easy game. If this were easy, if you fall for the BS on Facebook to where people talk about becoming millionaires overnight with Facebook ads, that's a lie. All right. It's not easy, but it is doable, and you get better results from it when you do it great than TV, radio, newspaper, Yellow Pages, things like that, because this is where your audience pays attention. But it's not easy to get their attention. No, not at all.
What I was going to say, too, is that whenever we talk about these changes to the algorithm, this is not a way to game the system. If you know what the algorithm is doing and you run a shitty ad with a poor offer, it's still not going to do anything. Yeah. What you need to do is you need to fine-tune the process overall. You need to be able to write good ad copy. You need to make sure you have an offer that resonates with your audience, okay? These are all this other stuff we're talking about. This is everything that's going to help you out. If you're targeting the wrong people with your ad, if you're selling cake and you're targeting people who are only into motor oil, it's not going to work. Yep. So you still have to have the fundamentals down, great copy, great offer, great targeting, and then when you put this into the mix, you're going to blow your business up.
Yep, absolutely. That's what we do. So if you have questions about this, you can drop me a message on Facebook. You can drop me a comment. You can also shoot us an email. Go to thinkimpact.com for more information and to be able to reach out to us on there. And then also be sure to check out the Inside Impact reality show. We drop them on this channel, on YouTube, on my personal page. George shares them out. A really, really cool inside look at the company.
Fun, man.
And we're getting ready to drop episode 4 or 5 on Monday.
4, yeah.
Yeah, and we've got a good one for everybody. So 420. Today's 420. Hope everybody has I hope everybody has a great Friday. This is the first Friday that I am going to actually be able to spend a weekend at my house in 2 months.
Wow.
So I'm excited about it.
Road warrior.
I'm gonna mow the grass. I'm gonna play with my wiener dog. It's stuff that gets me excited today. I never thought when I was a kid that I would be excited to stay home and mow my grass on a weekend. But, man, I'm fired up. So it's going to be a great weekend. Pat, I'm excited. Pat's excited. Pat.
J. Cole album just dropped.
J. Cole's new album just dropped. So our senior video producer, Pat, is super excited about it. Check that out.
Nice.
George, any last words for our friends?
There are no bad ideas, just losing split tests.
So whatever that means, and we will see you guys next Friday right here on the Luke Nesler Facebook page. You can also check us out on my YouTube channel You can check out the Attention Equals Dollars podcast on iTunes. And as always, if you have questions, we're here to help. That's what this show's about. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.